Hello everyone, it is Haxer Forever. Today we're going to be taking a look at Comodo Internet Security Premium. This is actually a free product provided by Comodo. It's their free antivirus and firewall combined, their full internet security suite. They also have paid versions, which I'm not really sure exactly how their model works. I think the upgraded paid version actually has a couple more additional features, but that's about it. Maybe some priority tech support. Not entirely sure on that particular topic. So today I'm joined by Reagan. You've seen him in a couple previous videos if you've watched a couple of my reviews. He's been featured in those videos as well. So yeah, we're going to be doing the prevention test of this particular program. But first we're going to go ahead and take a look at the interface. So as we can see here, the interface looks very sleek, very modern. Looks very tiley, like how you would expect to be in like Windows 10. It has like a more of a metro-y theme type to it. It has this really nice customizable dock at the bottom of the application here. You can actually customize what you want in here. I think you go to the settings. Let me see here. It's a tad bit confusing, I do have to admit. Okay, I've opened a Comodo page. Let's not do that. Okay, yeah, tasks. You do this tasks page here, and you can pin any of this stuff you want in the task page, put it into the taskbar. So you can stop all network activity, allow applications, reset the sandbox, run on virtual desktops, watch activity with Comodo Kill Switch. There's all kinds of different things it could do you can add to the little taskbar at the bottom. So that's really nice. It's really customizable in that aspect. I've just got it on stock, the dock, except for I did remove their little advertisement for one of their technical support numbers or something like that, but that was about it. So yeah, otherwise I do like the interface. It can be a little bit confusing if you don't know where everything is. Like the buttons aren't really. I don't think. Oh, they are actually labeled. Okay. So yeah, it's a little bit alright. It could be a little bit less. Oh god, the advanced menu. The advanced menu is actually
Yeah,
a
it's a
lot
bit
more
cluttered,
complicated. Jeez, the
but
advanced menu
at
is
least
extremely complicated.
unlike Advanced, which we had done previously, you don't have to go through all the settings menus to do simple tasks.
Yeah, that is a nice thing though. I do like how they have just everything on the main screen and no separate secondary window to change tasks and stuff. There is actually a different setting window. If I go to advanced tasks and then go to advanced settings, there is another window, I believe. Yeah, this pod pops up and has some different settings inside of it. So that is a secondary window like a VAS, but you could do a lot of stuff from these particular settings right here, which is nice. So, but you do have all the advanced options in here. Password protection. You've got update settings. You've got logging settings, configuration, security settings for all the different features and components of the program. So yeah, this particular antivirus product also has a HIPS and an automatic sandbox system. So it will virtualize a program if it doesn't know about it, and it will it monitors the behavior of certain applications depending on their reputation with Comodo, if they have valid digital signatures, etc. So it monitors all that, which is nice. I'm actually going to put it back into the basic mode because it actually looks a lot nicer in the basic mode. This advanced mode looks very complicated for most people, and I would not want to confuse everybody. So yeah, it has a nice little game mode as well. There's a little button right here, it just puts you into game mode, so it turns off all the notifications and everything, which is really nice. Anyway, enough about the interface. This application does use a little bit of memory. It's around, I believe, what do we say it was? It was 100 megs, a little bit more than 100 megs.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, 100, 200 megs ish, some depending on what it's doing. It is a little bit heavy, but I mean, if you think about it, with the current, as I said before, the current status of computers nowadays. I mean, we have extremely powerful processors and multiple cores and.
You can pretty much think of it as running an extra tab in Chrome that keeps your computer safe.
Yeah, basically, it's honestly equal to probably about as much as Chrome would use for a tab nowadays. So, yeah, it's all right. It doesn't use too much processing power either, which is good. I've only noticed a slight spike in the CPU usage, but I think that's just because of the firewall being active. Maybe it also has something to do with Process Explorer as well. But yeah, it might be doing an update in the background as well, also, which is also a possibility. And it does have quite a bit of components that actually do run. It has like I said, the auto sandboxing and everything that's monitoring the system actively. So that could be some of the reason why the processor does kind of jump around 14, 15% ish. But it's not too bad. That's definitely a lot better than per se like Bitdefender was in one of my other reviews. Bitdefender was actually using quite a bit of memory and quite a bit of processing power for a little while. So this program is fairly light for what it is. Anyway, so let's go ahead and actually, I didn't really want to close that. Go ahead and open up Chrome here, and I'm actually gonna open this in Notepad++, just because it's easier to work with if it's in Notepad++. So let's open this up here, close that out, move this over here. I'm gonna minimize this down right about there. Alright. Let's get Google Chrome up here, put it over to the left. Okay, well, we've got all the VirusTotal stuff here. You can see all the detection ratios of products. Alright, so let's go ahead and copy our first link here, and let's get this test on the road. Let's see, well, actually, first, let's make sure we're up to date real quick, just to be sure. So let's open up the interface again real quick. Let's click this big O update button here, and I think it's up to date. Should be. It just updated it a few minutes ago. Yeah, it's up to date. Okay. So, let's start this test. Let's get this link in here, and we have the first file. Got downloaded. It is almost done downloading. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we have it downloaded. Let's go ahead and run it as soon as it lets me. Chrome, are you gonna let me run that?
It's probably looking at the file now.
Yeah, it must be because it's doing some firewall activity as well. Okay, potentially unwanted application detected. Microsoft certified expert. Well, no, don't ask me this question. I just want it to. I'll clean it myself. I want it to give me an alert like this. That's better. I want you to clean the file. Okay.
It's a little bit more annoying than the other systems we've worked with that just say, no, you can't download this. It's,
yeah, that's the thing about Comodo. Comodo is actually probably more toward the professional side of the aspect of the spectrum, because it has a lot of questions it will ask you. Not to say that you can't use it as a lesser computer or computer oriented user, I guess I should say. Like technology minded, I guess you could say. It just if you're not too experienced with computers and you don't really know how how the components of Windows and stuff works, you might not want to go with Comodo. But there is also a lot of benefits to Comodo for its particular the way stuff works with Comodo, the way it detects things, etc. It does actually have a lot of features that are actually very useful. So that one was blocked. And if I was able to speak today, I could probably get my points out a little bit better. Okay, so that one was blocked by an extension, so that's probably AdBlock. Let me unpause that. I don't know why AdBlock seems to block executables all the time now. Okay, this is their secure DNS. So this is, Comodo asks you when you first install the application if you'd like to use their DNS servers, which are basically their name servers. If they detect that you're trying to access a URL that's deemed unsafe, they'll just go ahead and block you from accessing it, basically. It just redirects you to their own website. So, it's entirely up to the user if you use the Comodo DNSs, though. I do know of a few times where the Comodo DNSs have had some issues in the past with slowing down people's internet connections. I've heard a couple cases of that, and I've also heard a couple cases of Comodo having some issues with their secure DNS, blocking certain web pages that weren't needed to be blocked. So,
well, I'd say that if you have kids or something, or someone who doesn't know how to use the internet too good, like how to avoid malicious websites, this would be something you'd want to check off as an option.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's go ahead and see what this next link is, see if we can get to it, if it's going to work. Okay. Okay, so this is something I actually don't like about their secure DNS option. You can just go ahead and disregard the warning. It's a big button right there at the bottom. I know it says not recommended, but I mean, honestly, how many times do people press just yes to continue or whatever? I mean, if you've used this application enough, you've actually read this message, you're gonna just click the disregard this message and move on. So I don't know. Maybe they should put it in a secondary menu or something and make it a little bit more complicated just to click away from it, or at least like make them read the message before they just click away. So I don't know. And it also says this site may contain content that is harmful, illegal, or malicious to your computer. I don't know about being illegal, but okay. So that one was blocked. We won't go ahead. We're not going to go to that website because it did block it. So, um, yeah, their secure DNS is actually pretty good at this blocking methodology. That's a DLL file. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and move on because I'll save the DLL for the end. We'll execute that DLL and see if it actually does anything. I don't think it might. It might not. I'm not particularly certain, to be honest. I just remembered that one was a DLL, actually. Okay, this one made it through. Let's go ahead and run this one. Okay, so it's asking, it could not be recognized and requests unlimited access to your computer. Okay, so it's requesting that I'd run it as isolated. That's what it says it wants to do by default. So we'll go ahead and run it isolated and see what it does. So it is going to make it into memory, but as you can see, it's sandboxed. And it's going to ask me every single thing it does. It's going to want to know something. So I'm going to say allow the internet connection. But it's going to start asking me a bunch of questions about this program, like do I trust it? Does it want me to let it do this or this or this? And we'll see what it does. Okay, so it's been run virtually. That DLL was run virtually. Let's see what this does. Okay. It's trying to connect to the internet. It's attempting to open Internet Explorer. I'm going to block that because I don't know where it wants to take me. Okay, it's been run virtually. So in this case, it gives me the opportunity to block the application at any time. I'm going to go ahead and say block. However, most users probably would say, actually, on second thought, we will go ahead and allow the request, actually. We'll go ahead and see what it does. Because the average user probably will just go ahead and press allow, honestly. So maybe they should, like, have a recommended option or something, because it doesn't seem like it's just default actions, yeah, but there's not actually a recommended option. Ask me later. I don't know why it's opening Internet Explorer, of all things. Okay, this one, we'll just say missed. Well, I don't know. Actually, we'll put a question mark on that one because we haven't run it yet. It's a DLL file. This one, it did sandboxed. So blocked. Speed exe has been run virtually. Speed Pro exe trying to connect to internet. Sure, allow it. Okay, so this looks interesting. ZYHTZGEXE has been run virtually. Okay, I'm gonna block its connection because, oh hey, I can, oh yeah, that's a nice button. They actually added in the option to block, terminate, and reverse. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll demonstrate that function. So what it should do is it should terminate the program, and it should reverse all things that it's done. I'll go ahead and do the same thing. We'll block and terminate and remove it. So it should reverse everything that it's actually done in the background. Doesn't seem like it actually has
Interesting.
done
It's a fake, like World of Warcraft or something.
It's some kind of game.
Or fighting game, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. This might be just potentially unwanted program. I'm going to go ahead and close it. I'm not really sure what it's trying to do. There is a lot of iExplorers in the background, I noticed, but they haven't actually opened anything. It's weird. That's really odd.
Can you bring that to the foreground? Is that not a thing?
I don't think I can, because there's no window. Like you see down here in the taskbar, there's no window for them. But they're actually legitimately okay. That's interesting. I'm not sure. What's going on there? Okay, there is this in memory, however, but it's running under command virtualization for Comodo. So it's in the sandbox. So yeah, that one is sandbox, but it's technically blocked because it's inside the sandbox and can be reversed at any time. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. We'll go back to Google so we don't have that page in the way. We'll see what this one does. Okay, that one went right through the web filter. Let's see what, or their DNS settings, I should say. Let's go ahead and see if we can run this. Okay, so it wants me to run it isolated, so we're going to run it isolated. Okay, it's trying to connect to the internet. We're going to go ahead. What do you think?
Allow.
What do you think we should actually do with this one? Because I don't know.
I want to allow it. Let's see what's going on.
I don't know. I can't read it. I don't know what it is. This doesn't look good.
If it's bad, we can always just edit this out.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, sure. Press a button on it. I don't know what that application is, but it's trying to connect to the internet. It's still in the sandbox. I think it's in the yeah, it's under the sandbox, I think. Oh, maybe not.
Doesn't look like it is.
It actually may have gotten around the sandbox. It said it wanted to be run isolated, and I said run isolated, but it still got out of the sandbox somehow. Oh, it's adware. That's what it is. Yeah, it's a process of Chrome. Okay, interesting.
So is that set up?
Huh. Oh yeah, huh. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm gonna say a question mark on this one, because I'm not particularly certain, honestly. It looks like it. I'm actually gonna say a question mark on this one too, because it did sandbox it, but I'm not particularly certain because it does, that setup is actually right here under Chrome. It is in memory. So I'm gonna say question marks on those because I'm not particularly certain on that. I'm gonna go ahead and run the next one here.
One problem I'm having, like, quantifying how good it is, how good Comodo is, like, all of this comes down to whether or not the user clicks allow or don't.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Like, the interrogatives are the big, like, thing about Comodo in this particular situation. It's like, I mean, I pressed run isolated, so it should run it with limited rights. I'm going to go ahead and say block to this one, because it looks like it's the exact same thing as that other one. You know, I think what would happen is this, during the installation, actually, I think there is an option in there. Hold on a moment. There's an option inside of the, oh, I didn't want that. I wanted to open the interface. There is actually an option inside of, the settings. Okay, that opened that. Cannot display the web page. Alright. Where is it? It's under the settings, which will be under advanced tasks, opening advanced settings. It had an option for asking me questions about applications. So what would happen probably is most of this stuff would have been just sandboxed by default. Yeah. I think this is it right here. Or no, wait, no, that wasn't it. It was something else. It was under antivirus. Maybe it's runtime scan? No. Defense Plus? Post-intrusion prevention system? Okay, so the HIPS is off by default. That's interesting. Why is the HIPS off by default? That's kind of... Alrighty.
But, you know, we test things with default settings, so...
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to figure out where that setting was. I think what it is though is it's supposed to pop up it's supposed to change the way the alerts come up, so it would ask you more often. Like, it's basically just for less advanced users. It would just do the default action by like always. That's what the intention behind the setting was. I can't find it in the settings of this particular thing at the moment. I don't know what it's classified under, but so what would happen is all these applications that have been asking me about the default action and stuff, it would be just doing the run isolated all the time. because by unchecking that option, it's actually just asking me rather than just doing what it was going to do. So I should probably just keep running these isolated. Of course, this one was the same application, so I just went ahead and blocked it because it is the same application as this one, it looks like. Which is completely weird because there's like two different links, but okay. Anyway. So, yeah, that's a thing. We're just going to go ahead and move on anyway. Enough rambling, I guess. If I can click. Oops. Okay, so Chrome is loading this page. There we go. We have this one. Let's run it. Run it. And we have questions. We're going to go ahead and let it run isolated because that's what it would do by default. I don't know what it would do by default here. I think it would probably just ask the user, honestly. I'm going to say... allow, honestly. That's probably what most users would do, wouldn't they? Just say allow.
I don't know.
And the ones that are sandbox, I'm going to say question mark. This one I know was blocked because I blocked it. Okay, let's just go with this guru system one. So that's definitely something that's really complicated about Comodo is its questions it asks you. It really should talk to the user at a little bit more of a... Yeah, see, they have this Geek Buddy function where it like says, oh, call a technical support person for malicious files and stuff. But it's like... It doesn't like... I don't know, it's weird. It doesn't do that with their firewall alerts and their behavioral analysis. It's really weird like that. Like, I don't understand why it seems to be doing that. So that one was definitely blocked. Like, they don't say, oh, hey, call a customer service representative and ask about this or whatever, or like, you know, because that would be, to me, the more important thing rather than saying about the malware alerts. Just block the malware straight up. Like, don't have to say about the Geek Buddy and stuff. Like, I don't understand what their point is with that. It really is kind of counterintuitive, if you ask me. Like, the program itself will remove the threat. They don't need to call the 1-800 number just for that. Okay, well, anyway, we got this program downloaded, so let's go ahead and try this. Okay, it's been run virtually by default. And I think it crashed the moment I got run virtually, too, because I see a Windows fault application up there at the top. Right up here under SVC host. And it terminated itself, so yeah, it did crash. Most likely detected it was in a sandbox and killed itself, so I'm going to say that one was blocked. Because it was run virtually and it committed suicide in the sandbox. Okay, so we got this one, so let's go ahead and run it. I think we actually had this one before on a different test.
The other one we've done today.
Yeah. It's one of the new links. This is some kind of, like, Chinese iFunny thing. It went right through, too. Like, I ran that, and it just completely ignored it. That was okay.
Isn't that a adware, as I recall? Or is it just some weird application?
It's some kind of, like, weird application. It's like more of an adware, I'd say, than anything, most likely. I'm not sure. But it does have a detection ratio, so I'm going to say that one was a miss, to be honest, because the sandbox didn't even, like, say that's an unknown application or something. So it was really kind of odd. I'm surprised that the sandbox didn't freak out on that one. Okay, what's this one? This is kind of a weird link. A.B.
Legit.
I'm going to say that's an
It's
exe file. And it's detected as malware, so clean. Clean. So yeah, that one was removed. So that one was a block. So we've got this one here. We're just gonna go ahead and do a couple of these because I know I didn't have any. I think I had like maybe one dead one somewhere here. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and do the extra links just to be. We'll just get a couple more links in here just to do some actual testing on Comodo because it does get a little bit confusing. I don't know what happened to that application. I think it just walked right into memory. Where the hell does it? It didn't get an alert or anything. It just kind of like existed for a second and then disappeared. Okay, I'm going to run that one again because I'm not really sure what happened to it. Just kind of, I ran it and it didn't do anything. or downloaded it and it didn't do anything. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. It just doesn't want to work now. Okay. That link's broken, I guess, now? Oh. Okay, sure. I'm not really sure what happened there. I'm just gonna move on. Go to the next one, I guess, huh?
Yep.
This is a Russian domain, so it should work. Okay.
There are always good sources of malware.
Yeah. Well, occasionally. Just really depends. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to open up Comodo Kill Switch actually from the application and see which ones of these are sandboxed, according to Comodo anyway. That's the thing I also don't like either, because it doesn't actually tell you if something's sandboxed from like Task Manager or something. It just like, if it's in the background, you'd never know it was there. So by running it like in the background, it would say, hey, like it should come up and say, hey, this program's still running in the background. Do you want to keep letting it do whatever it's doing, or keep monitoring what it's doing, or something? I don't know. The only thing that actually tell you if it's virtualized is when it's Okay, that one caught that that driver pro thing. I think I just got murdered. Yeah, it did. Oh, and there's that other one. So apparently it was just like freaking out for a second, I guess. The internet connection on the computer was just, on the virtual machine was just dead for a second. I don't know. I think Comodo might be freaking out a little bit on the network side of things. Clean that. Okay, so we just go ahead and go back to the home and close this interface. So yeah, it says this iExplore is fully virtualized. It says this command virtualization, fully virtualized, speed probe, virtually virtualized. iExplore exe is. So these two are fully virtualized, and this one is just saying it's unknown source. So yeah, so all the ones that are question marked are actually virtualized. This one, did I do this one?
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, I think I messed that up. I think this is the one that's the one I blocked, and then this was the one that was I think this one was blocked. Let me try this one real quick. Let's see what it was. Cause I'm not really. Whoops. Let me copy that. I must have Control V instead of Control. Oops. Controls V instead of Control C. I think this one was either blocked or something, I don't know. Something's going really weird with the internet on this virtual machine. Like, it's not downloading anything or doing anything. It's like Chrome is freaking out. What's the CPU usage like? 42%? This one says 34. No, there it goes. Huh. It's definitely interesting. So yeah, those ones, the question mark ones are actually still virtualized. They're just running in the background kind of half-assed, I guess. Okay, so generally, I'd say, I don't know, actually, to be honest. This is kind of being weird with the firewall stuff. I'm gonna actually turn off the firewall and see if it fixes this internet problem. Because I'm not really sure what's happening here with Chrome. Yeah, see? The firewall. So the firewall was causing a problem there for some reason. Okay. 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 It's got like a little da-da-da sound when it does stuff too, which is kind of annoying. Okay, that one got killed. Let's see, does this run? See if that actually runs. Because I think that one actually ran. Did it run? Is it in memory? I don't see it. Did this one get caught? Okay. So this one did get banned or blocked. Banned? Blocked. So this one was
the ban hammer is spoken, question.
What's this little thing down here?
That must have been one of the things that slid into memory. Like
yeah,
that,
it's
QBD thing.
Yeah, these are sandbox though. They are sandbox. I looked in Kill Switch. It says they're fully virtualized. So they are blocked technically because they're in the sandbox, at least. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. And I was like, wait, why did the firewall protection disable? I was like, no. I thought the. Okay. I had a minor heart attack there. So this one was blocked. So yeah, generally everything was blocked, except for this DLL file, which I haven't run yet. I need to do that. This thing was blocked. Blocked more over on the aspect of just like blocked or sandboxed, I should say. And being sandboxed, there is a way. There's a button inside of the Comodo. Where I can't remember where it is. Hold on a second. Let me find it. If the application would ever open the window. Oh, okay. All right. So let's see. Tasks. Sandbox tasks. Here we go. Right here. Let's go reset sandbox. Erase changes. So everything that was just in the sandbox just got wiped. Everything it did. So all that was gone. So everything.
Get rid of the thing.
Yeah. So everything in the memory that was running in the sandbox just got terminated because of that one click. So I could pin this to the taskbar on the main screen if I wanted to, and I could just hit reset sandbox, and everything in the sandbox just goes bye. So everything was basically blocked except for I think this one got passed, didn't it? What was this one? Yeah, it says miss. Did I miss something here? Did I? Whoops. Let's see what this one was. I can't remember what this one was. Oh, yeah. That's that iFunny thing from China. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So we've got a lot of crap on the desktop, but it's all, like, mostly blocked or sandboxed. I'm going to delete it all.
Yeah, that's the, that adware stuff.
Yeah. Wait, let me refresh and see. Okay, so a lot of the stuff actually was already gone. I'm going to keep
Curious that it leaves the
shield.
shortcuts.
Yeah, you could run it because it sandboxes it, but it doesn't delete it. It doesn't detect it as malware, so it isn't actually deleting it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go grab one more link real quick. I want to just make sure of something really quick, so I'm going to grab one more. Okay, we're back. I just grabbed one more link real quick here. I wanted to see something real quick. Okay, so that one went right through their DNS. Okay, so yeah, that one was detected. So yeah, they have really good signatures, it seems. But it seems like also some of this stuff was adware as well, which is it's good that it has the sandboxing function where you can just one-click delete, which is really nice. I like that actually. That's really nice. No, I'll clean it myself. It doesn't actually remember when I click that the "Don't show this message again" thing. Clean. Yeah. Okay. Delete it. All right. Cool. So let's go ahead and I'm going to close this, and can I run a DLL through this? I think I can. I think there was a way you could run a DLL through Process Explorer. If not, I'll just have to go run a run DLL 32, and I can't remember for the life of me how to do so. Wait, what's this button? Oh, it views DLLs. Okay, well, give me 1 second. I'm going to go get a command real quick to run this eShield DLL real quick. Okay, we're back. I went ahead and ran the DLL file on the desktop, and it says it's been run virtually. So it has been sandboxed here. Let's see if I can see it. It would be under a run DLL. So where do you see a run DLL in here anywhere, Reagan?
I do not.
Actually, it might be under CMD. CMD, but there's no run DLL. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, I don't know what that did. It doesn't seem to have done much anything at all, to be honest. SVC
Try it again?
host. Yeah, I guess I could try it again. Nothing. Just didn't do anything. Just kind of died. I don't think this DLL is actually executable. That's what it is. I think this is like some kind of like benign file or something. I don't know. We'll just
quote benign.
Yeah, we'll just get rid of it. It's not even be used to see. Yeah, it doesn't run. So yeah. All right. Well, so that concludes this portion of the test. Comodo seems to have done really well, actually. Yeah, it did pretty good. You know, it detected the malware that it needed to detect and blocked it. I don't know. On the aspect of the On the aspect of the notifications, though, I mean, the standard user probably wouldn't have that many pop-ups, and it would just do all the default settings, as I said. I did actually change that one setting in the installer, which I didn't think anything of at the time because I was thinking about, oh, well, maybe it's gonna, I was thinking, oh, well, it'd probably prevent, pop-ups from happening. I want the pop-ups for the aspect of the video, but but yeah, the average user wouldn't need to worry about that. It would just automatically run a sandbox every time, and then once you've gotten associated with Comodo and stuff, I think they actually have a full manual on their website how to use their product, which also has you could just go in and reset the sandbox if you want to get rid of a program. So if you had adware in your computer and you had this particular application, and let's say it was bugging you and you wanted to get rid of it, you just go in there, and if it was sandbox when you ran it, you just click this and just erase changes, and then everything in the sandbox goes away. And it's been successfully reset, and everything that was in the sandbox just gets deleted straight up. So it's really nice, their sandboxing function. So yeah, that really does it for the prevention side of this test. I think the interesting thing is going to be the 0-day test. We're going to have to see the signatures. So we're going to be doing a prevention test after this, or the not prevention. This is a prevention test. We're going to be doing the removal test. Next, which will be part 2 of this particular review. That'll be coming out a little bit after this particular video. Sorry for being a little bit, for having this video be so long, but there is a lot to cover with Comodo, and I mean, it's a pretty big application, and the installer for this application actually is 200 megabytes in size, 207 megabytes. So it's pretty big. I mean, there's a lot to cover in this application, so... One thing I do have to gripe about in this application, though, is it talks about this technician stuff a lot. I know it's intended for, the average user, and you're supposed to call their hotline and stuff for, help. But, I mean, it really pitches their hotline a lot, and that's really irritating. And I don't really think there's a way to turn that off, either.
It reminds me of the 90s commercials. It's like call our 500 hotline and talk to He-Man or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
He-Man to fix your computer.
It's definitely interesting. There might be an option for that somewhere. Yeah, I think you could turn this off, and I think it'll shut these messages off, maybe. No? Oh, yeah, there. There, yeah. So, yeah, you can turn those off, actually, which is nice, because that would be really irritating for, anybody, even if the average user. I don't think someone's going to want to call the 800 number every single time they needed something done with their antivirus program. They just want to be able to just do it. So they should make that a little... I mean, like I said, though, this application is intended to be for a little bit more advanced users. It is a really great application, though. I do love Comodo for what they do. They have some really great applications, some really great tools and removal applications and stuff. So anyway, we'll come back in part 2. So for this particular review, though, we're gonna be ending this video. So yeah, like the video if you did like it. Be sure to subscribe for more. We'll definitely be making a lot more reviews in the future. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next time. You want to say anything, Reagan?
No. Thanks for watching.
All right. Bye bye.